Well, we know raising a teenager can be difficult. It can even be a little frustrating, but there is hope, and we're not just talking about the fact that they will eventually grow out of it, although that's certainly a light at the end of the tunnel too, right? Our master mom, Amanda Olson, joins us this morning with some tips on how to survive these challenging years. And Amanda, it's great to have you back on the show.
Thank you so much.
Well, we were just talking. You almost feel like you should get a T-shirt or something that says, "I survived my child's teenage years."
Absolutely. There should be some award.
Yes. It can be so challenging, I guess, because they're sort of coming into their own.
Yeah, and it is what you want for them. You want them to come into their own and make their own decisions and become a responsible adult. You know, that's our job as parents, to help them get there. But there are those years when your idea of adulting and their idea of adulting don't always line up, so it can be challenging.
And it seems like it can be different too, based on whether you have a female or a male in the home. They both have their own challenges, but they're a little bit different.
Yeah, they are different. You know, they express themselves differently, but you know, one of the things that I try to make sure that parents know is, even though you might be at odds, disobedience and disrespect really shouldn't be tolerated. You know, that's something that we want to make sure that they can disagree with us, we can disagree with them, but we don't want them to be disrespectful. You know, with the eye rolling, slamming the door, yelling, you know, that sort of thing we really shouldn't allow. That's kind of hard sometimes, though.
Yeah, it seems like sometimes we almost feel like they should get that free pass. It's like, well, they're a teenager. But you say you really just have to keep those same obedience and those respect issues present. They've been there probably all their life.
Yeah, you have to keep that going. If you let them get away with a little bit, they'll get away with more, and push you more. And so when they start acting like that, it's very important as a parent not to get on their level and to start yelling back at them. You know, one of the things that you can say is, "I appreciate you helping me understand how you feel. Let's express it in a different way. Let's sit down and have a conversation and tell me, you know, what's wrong, what am I doing that's upsetting you, and let's see if we can work it out." You know, we can get defensive as parents and start just wanting to, you know, yeah, well, you're acting this way, and you're acting that, but you said this, and you said that, you know, and that really doesn't help anything and doesn't make anybody feel any better. So we just have to take the higher road as parents when they're going through all those hormones and life changes, and sit down and say, "Okay, I know you're upset, let's talk about it." Bring it down.
How important is it to sort of take that break when you're you know, it's like we can almost as parents feel ourselves getting to that level.
Yes.
So maybe just take a break, maybe just table it for a minute.
There's a lot of power in counting to 10.
Okay.
And taking a breath. I mean, there's a lot of, you know, you staying in control. And that teaches them, too, that you can still be in control and not agree. You know, and they'll actually use that tool when they're away from home. You know, so they're disagreeing with a teacher or disagreeing with another teenager or having an argument. You're showing them we can disagree and still stay calm and not have to get upset and, you know, let things escalate.
Does it seem like, too, they're becoming a teenager younger and younger? It seems like, you know, it used to be they're not even 13 yet, and now they're almost kind of starting to try some of those behaviors. You really start to see some of that at 12, right into that 13
I think a lot of that is because of just exposure to things at a younger age. You know, so at 11 and 12, you know, there's all kinds of media that comes into their life, and they start thinking that's how teenagers are supposed to act, what they see on videos or movies or TVs, you know, so they're trying to, like, well, teenagers are supposed to be ornery, you know, they're supposed to argue with their parents, and that's not really true, you know, so you can teach them to a better way. So, and watch those shows together, say, what's wrong about the way this 12-year-old's acting, you know, what's not right, and have a conversation that way.
Some good advice. Any ideas for how to get them to be a little more patient? It seems like what happens to their patience when they turn 13?
Well, I don't really have the answer to that. I'd have to ask maybe a pediatrician. But, but I think that you just empower them with the same tools of, okay, when you're feeling that way, let's take that breath, turn around, count to 10, and then say what's on your mind.
Perfect. So do it together.
Absolutely.
As we count together and
Yes.
continue to survive those years, maybe even enjoy them a little bit.
Yeah, that would be great.
Certainly some great information, Amanda. Thank you so much. Great topic today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And if you have some questions and for more information, you can always visit their website. You can also stop by. It is Olson's Martial Arts Academy right in downtown Johnson City. Check out that website for more. Also, askmastermom.com. The preceding portion of Daytime Tri-Cities was sponsored by